I was talking to Bobby Kennedy, again, really eye-opening what he was saying, but he said it in a non-election year, 70% of the advertising revenues is from the top 4 pharmaceutical companies. So he said Anderson Cooper is basically employed by the pharmaceutical companies. He's a shill for them. And he said the content, not only on the commercials, but also in the program, is always pro-pharmaceutical. So, the flu season's looking bad this year. And then you get the commercial for it as well. And we're constantly inundated with it. And then any dissent, like having you on the show, also is erased. And so we as consumers, though, are just watching the news and we just think this is normal, but we don't know the information we're not receiving.
That's correct. And that's what we're learning now as we're locked down, as we see this ridiculous situation of healthy people wearing masks and things like that. So as we see the draconian measures they took to try and enforce these mandates, people are really waking up to that. I think you might know that we are only one of 2 I'll call it Western world nations that allows direct to consumer advertising of medicine, just the United States and New Zealand. And so the commercial after commercial after commercial with all the side effects of the drugs, with all the, and people not understanding the clinical trials of these horribly expensive drugs. There's one for a drug called Opdivo, and they show these 2 people walking hand in hand and looking at a chance to live longer. Well, do you know what the clinical trial said the live longer actually was that was approved by the FDA? 1 week. At a cost of, I don't even know, it probably at least $50,000 to get this drug. And yet patients are denied cancer therapies that can actually heal them. Natural product therapies, those therapies we had before and after this medical cabal came in and prevented the drugs that really can cure you, like medical cannabis. So medical cannabis made from the plant, thousands of years of data supporting, and not only supportive therapies like palliative therapies like anti-pain and anti-nausea, and I'm speaking in the cancer world right now, but actually curative. And I use the word curative because we don't speak of cures. There's whole protocols. There's many things that go into healing. But none of the drugs that are used in cancer therapy are any more than experimental. And none of them have these, decades, if not hundreds of thousands of years of research. And yet it's illegal in the United States to do cannabis drug development. And yet the taxpayer money goes to Israel and overseas to do cannabis research. And who owns the patent for cannabis in pain therapy and the things I just mentioned? Since 2004, the United States government. So it's illegal here. It's illegal for us to make these valuable plant-based drugs, and it's illegal. And federal dollars are being, to the tens of millions, are being sent overseas as other people develop these therapies, and we're not allowed.
Wow. And I mean, I've lived here for 20 years, and one of the things that I starkly recognize when I go back home is those 2-minute ads that you see advertising drugs straight to consumer. And if you haven't been to America and see it, it's incredible. I mean, like, we make documentary movies here, but their production value is off the charts. Like you said, it's always these beautiful looking people on these beaches and, all this aspirational things, and they're pitching these drugs left and right to you. Those things cost a lot of money, and they're making a lot of money. And that leads on to the censorship. I thought we were being censored by having someone on like David Icke that was questioning the COVID-19 test, questioning the RNA material, questioning there was an increase of deaths, and asserting maybe 5G had something to do with it. I thought that was enough of my censorship. And then when I had Bobby Kennedy on, I was speaking to a rep on YouTube, and he said, I noticed you were going to put the Bobby Kennedy stuff up, and can you tell me more about that? And do you know that if you put anything vaccine related, you have to do a special tick box on YouTube that says it's vaccine related content, which gives it the attention to the censors? And I was like, here we go again. I thought I was already in the doghouse, and now I got another wave of stuff coming. And so now they're almost taking preemptive action against us and banning things left and right. The latest one was a video that's been up on my channel 8 months, just got taken down, and I got another action taken against us. So it's this preemptive kind of fear not to spread this message because there's a lot of financial interests involved here.
Yeah, correct. And one of the shows I was on with Gary Franchi, he coached me in the beginning, don't say COVID, don't say coronavirus, just say CV. And we got away with it without saying it. And certainly we didn't say vaccine.